Along with Christmas and Easter, Epiphany is one of the three major Christian celebrations. It is celebrated on January the 6th. Epiphany is not so well known in some countries, probably due to its proximity to Christmas. Let's take a look at the history of this holiday. Epiphany commemorates the presentation of the infant Jesus to the Magi, also known as the Three Wise Men. In some countries it may be called Three Kings Day. Interestingly, the Bible doesn't mention how many wise men there were, just that 3 gifts were given and that they came from the east. The common consensus is that there were between 2 and 20 wise men. They were very likely to have been Zoroastrian priests. It wasn't until about 500 AD that 3 was accepted to be the standard number of wise men. The reasoning was simply due to the number of gifts: gold, frankincense and myrrh. To further complicate matters, the wise men may not even have been men or wise. In 2004, a report by the General Synod of the Church of England concluded that the Magi gives no indication as to the number, or gender, or even to their level of wisdom. However, this distinct lack of biblical detail hasn't stopped the Magi being counted, coronated and christened. The traditional names of the 3 kings are Melchior, Caspar and Balthasar, who are said to represent Europe, Arabia and Africa respectively. Epiphany is derived from the Greek word Epiphania and means manifestation. In religious use, the term means the appearance of an invisible divine being in a visible form. Epiphany is an incredibly old Christian feast. It has been celebrated since the end of the 2nd century, even before Christmas began being celebrated in the 3rd century. The celebration of Epiphany began in the Eastern Church and at that time included a celebration of Christ's birth. By the 4th century AD, various calendar reforms had moved the birth of Christ to December the 25th, and the Church in Rome began celebrating January the 6th as Epiphany. The Orthodox Christian Church celebrates Epiphany on January the 19th. Here the festival commemorates the baptism of Jesus by John the Baptist rather than the visit of the Magi. Jesus was baptized when he was about 30 years old, so Orthodox Epiphany has little to do with the Christmas story. However, it still marks the end of the Christmas cycle in both churches. In some countries, such as Mexico, children receive presents on Epiphany rather than Christmas Day. Usually it's the Magi who bring the gifts, but in Italy, the presents are brought on Epiphany Eve by a witch called Befana. Though the recipes might be different, making a 3 Kings cake is a popular tradition in many countries. In Switzerland, it is traditional to hide a whole almond in the cake. Whoever gets the piece of cake with the almond inside becomes the king for a day.